Just Stories with Hudson, and today I just want to talk about a little bit more of my upcoming and my childhood. I don't know why, but I always hung out with kids older than me. When I say kids, I mean like if I'm in elementary school, probably around like 7, 8, 9. These had to be teenagers. I remember the first was, like I said in my other Just Stories, my mom had 6 kids. Later on, she adopted another kid, but as elementary and me growing up, she had 6 kids. And it was always the 3 youngest and the 3 oldest. And I was part of the 3 youngest. So I would always try to tag along with my oldest sister. And she was like the oldest of my mom's kids. But I remember like one moment in my childhood that we always like, I used to try to hang out with my sister when we was like real young, because I feel like coming up to like first grade we lived in one house, and then second grade up to my graduation second grade was my graduation, we lived in another neighborhood. We moved 2 times in the neighborhood, but we lived in that neighborhood. I would always try to like hang out with her and her friends, go to the park with her, like that, anything just to be like, okay, it's my big sister. But I remember one time in our house that we moved into when I got to second grade and up, and we called the neighborhood Northfields Drive. The neighborhood had 4 streets, and we lived on the first street. But I remember my sister, she was in the living room trying to learn this dance, and I was just like, okay, the dance looked good, the music hitting, and then it was actually like one of Sierra's dances. So this was like early 2000 when Sierra was just coming in and stuff, and I forgot the song, but the song was still a catchy song to this day. I wish I know the Sierra song, but my sister was trying to learn it in the living room. And I was like, man, I'm gonna try to learn this too. So I just remember like the moment in time I always remember is me and my sister was trying to learn this Sierra dance. And I feel like, yeah, it was just a cool moment. I don't want to bring it up, but I just always remember that. I guess that kind of led me to wanting to dance and perform as well, like growing up and stuff. But I thought that was cool. But then after that, it was just our neighborhood was just like, it was kind of like I would call it like a suburban black neighborhood, because most of the people that lived in the neighborhood were black, but it was like a quiet neighborhood. Like we had kids like run around. There was like no trouble or anything like that. We had some other white people in the neighborhood, but it was just really black people that we call like, everybody thought it was like the suburbs for black people, but it was just a quiet neighborhood. But I remember one day, because I didn't even know these people stayed like in my neighborhood, but we was just hanging out, playing, like we was probably riding bikes and stuff, and just doing like what kids do in the neighborhood. And I guess these older people in the neighborhood, they knew these 2 girls that lived in our neighborhood. I didn't know they lived there at the time. But we just kicking with them. I think they was like, I don't know if the boys was joining them or something, or they knew them. I forgot really what it was, but I came with a group of people that came to these 2 girls' house to just to chill with them or talk to them, whatever we were doing. I can't remember. But everybody else left, and I stayed. And it was funny because these 2 girls was, I don't know, I guess I was always drawn to like other like ethnicities and stuff. Wanted to be friends with not just like, I guess, people of my ethnicity and people that's black, other people. But these 2 girls, they were white girls, but they lived in our neighborhood. They was cool, but I don't know, it was just that I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay with y'all and chill with y'all. They let me chill with them. They was cool people, but ever since that day, I would always go over. If you know anything about me growing up, as soon as I found somebody that I thought was cool, you couldn't. I was like Roger off of Sister. You couldn't get me off you. I would try to come into your house every day. And y'all here? What y'all doing? And I don't think we had phones then, so I would just pop up. My ass would just pop up. If you told me that, tell me they busy or something, I go home, try to come back later. But it was cool because they really like just took me in their house. I remember I used to eat over there because their mom was cool. Their mom was married to this black guy. And it was funny because the black guy, he was so, their dad or their stepdad, he was so blunt and stuff. He was like, "What you doing out here? Like, you supposed to be home?" Oh, where your mom at? He was just always asking us like that. Like, ain't the street lights on? You just gotta go home. But I was like, they ain't worried about me. My mom got 6 kids. She ain't worried about me. I come home. She know I'm in the neighborhood. That's how I be acting. But it was cool because they always used, if they was like, if she was cooking, like their mom was cooking or something, I would get a plate and stuff, hang out, I would watch TV in there. It was some point of times like the girls wasn't even there, and I would just be over there hanging out with the mama. I was just, I don't know, I was just a weird kid. I was just hanging out with the mama, we would talk a little bit, chill over there. She had like baby shit watch, so I would have to watch them too. But yeah, and I remember she gave me I think it was this commercial around Christmas time that used to come on, and it was that board game with the mouse board game, the mouse trap board game, and I was like, oh, I wanted that shit. I wanted that board game. I don't know why I wanted that board game. I think because it looked so fancy on the commercial. I was like, oh, that look cool. So she knew I wanted it, and she got me that board game for Christmas. I remember like I brought it home, so my mom was like, oh, they gave me a board game, they got me a present. So mom was like, dang, I gotta get this woman something. So mom was trying to find something to give this woman for a gift. Mom was like that. If somebody got her kids something, she gotta go to a store and get them something. But yeah, they used to taking me out fishing and stuff. They was real cool people though. So that was another like situation where I always hung out with older people. And then like I had older brothers growing up, or I have older brothers. But I always used to latch on to my older cousin that lived in my neighborhood. So like I had a brother like that was around like his age. I had a brother that was 1 year older than me. But he was down the street he lived down the street from my house, and he was just cool with people. Cause I guess I want to say my brothers was always on like some thug stuff. Like they was always getting into trouble and stuff. But I don't know. I just like my older cousin's vibe and stuff. He really got me into music and stuff. Like he was in band. So I remember like in 5th grade and stuff, or 6th grade when that was time for me to get in band, he would like try to get me to practice with him and stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be in percussion because he was in drums, and that's all I'm gonna do. Cause I remember I lied, or I didn't try like on the other instruments. I guess when you're trying to get in the band, they make you like try to do all the instruments. I did not try on any instruments but the drums and percussion stuff. I said, I'm gonna get in this. I got it in percussion, but I feel like I shouldn't practice on the other stuff. I probably wouldn't have did better at the other stuff, but led me to it. But yeah, he was always a cool dude. And then he was in basketball as well. My older sister was in basketball as well, so she kind of showed me that. And I got into basketball, but I felt like, yeah, I was like, he was in basketball. I said, let me get on basketball. And also was in the sense of all my brothers played basketball growing up. We were always in Pee Wee and stuff. And then when my mom got when I got a stepdad, he was our basketball coach and stuff. So that was kind of cool having like a dad figure in the house, like part of my growing up. And so he was cool because he was like, yeah, he was our Pee Wee coach. I remember like he coached us. I want to say all of my years of Pee Wee and stuff. And I wasn't the best, but I tried. I was good at defense though, y'all. I would put some defense on you. Shooting the ball, I'll probably pass somebody else. Like, you got it, because I don't want to mess up. I always feel like I was that kid. I didn't want to mess up. So I'll give you some good defense, because it was hard to mess up defense. Most I do is foul. I wasn't really going to foul, but it's hard to mess up some defense. Shoot, I look at that belly button. You want to go on nowhere, my guy. You want to go and put that defense on you. But the offense, y'all ain't finna see me mess up. So I'm going to pass the ball. Passed it, all gone over. Oh shoot! And then I also had a neighbor that was even older than my cousin. But yeah, he was older than my cousin, but he was cool too. And it's funny that my neighbor, his dad was like the king of our neighborhood, just because his dad, they had a pool. They bought a pool, so it was like, and then he was cool too, so he would have like cookouts and pool parties for like, the kids in the neighborhood, so we can come over and swim and stuff. So it was cool. We always used to go over there. He used to come and just chill with, let us go riding his son in the car, because I feel like When I was probably, I think he was like, he graduated in like 2008, and when it was 2008, I think like I was in like the 5th grade or something. But yeah, he was cool people. I feel like it was one day I was like crying in my house for some reason. I don't know. And I got a knock on the door, and it was my next door neighbor, the one that's like the older dude that was cool. And I think he wanted to hang out that day or something. I asked him something, and he saw my eyes was red as fuck, and he said, "Oh, you must just woke up." I said, "Oh yeah, I just woke up." But nah, I was crying about something. I don't know what. I don't know what it was. I just remember that. But I'm gonna get back to my cousin. So my cousin, he was the reason I wanted to live down the street from me. He was the reason why I really wanted to get in the band. It was also the reason why I felt like I stuck with basketball for as long as I did. Cause I like basketball, but I was like, I ain't really that good at it. Or I guess I didn't try as much at it. But it was, I remember I went on a date with, it was like I want to say it was a double date because it was just really, they went to the movies and I tagged along with them. So my cousin went on a date and I tagged along. So I was like the third wheel. And we went to the movies or something. We went to the movies. And I forgot which movie it was. It probably was like a Medea movie or something. I can't really remember. But I feel like I didn't even sit by them. I don't think I sat by them. I think I sat like in the next row up or something. But we get at the movies. We finna go home. The movie's over with. My cousin gonna tell me. He said, "Hey, smell my fingers." I'm like, what? You can smell your fingers? You can smell my fingers. I think I smelled it. I don't remember what. But he finally told me. He's like, yeah. That's, woo. And I'm like, you know me, smell your fingers. And you put your fingers down there on that girl, you know what? So I was just like, yeah, my cousin made me smell woo for the first time. So I was like, what the heck? So yeah, he put me on to a lot of things. He was just cool as in, it was like a big brother thing. Like, it was like, I don't know, I just remember tagging along with him with everything. But I also remember he did not, like when I got to junior high and I knew I wanted to do cheer and stuff, he was like, you ain't doing cheer. You ain't gonna be a cheerleader. He did not want me to be a cheerleader. I was like, man, I'm finna do this. I don't care what you're talking about. But I just remember that he was really a cool big brother, but he did not want me to be a cheerleader. So it was just funny. I was like, man, I'm finna do this. I'm finna do this. What else? And then going back to that, because I remember, I went on this other date. I don't feel like it was probably like the next year or something. I don't know. I guess I told this girl in my class when I was in 5th grade that I liked her or something, or I forgot. But I was crushing on this girl in 5th grade. And she was cute. She was cute. But we got to, I don't know how that we got on double date. I don't know if they called my mom or I don't know what. But she had an older sister that she was dating this, I think they were both basketball players. Her older sister was a basketball player and she was dating this other basketball player. And they were going on a date, so she let me and her younger sister that was in my grade go on a date with them. So it was kind of like a double date kind of thing. But I think we went to the bowling alley for this date. But I was really looking at like the girl I was crushing on in my grade was cute and all. But when I saw her sister, I was like, this tomboy girl, this looking really good. I don't know, I guess I was into tomboys. As a kid, because her sister was really attractive. But then when I looked at the sisters, when I looked at the sisters' date, the male basketball player in my high school, at the high school that was in my town, I was like, dang, I shouldn't be looking at him, but I said, dang, I was like, dang, he look good. I was like, ooh. Oh, wait, I said, hopefully he don't see me looking at him, but I'm looking. But I was looking at both of them, I was like, all three of them was good, but it went from the level to, the sister in my grade was cute. Her sister that was in like high school in basketball, I said, okay, she's pretty. But then the dude, I said, dang. But yeah, anyways, that's how it went. So I guess yeah, my first real date with a girl, I guess I kind of figured that I was like, okay, I kind of probably like boys. I like boys, so I like boys more than girls, in a sense. So that's how gotta have me found out about that. What else was it? Was that a first date? Yeah, and then as a kid, I always had a hustle. Like I always wanted money for myself, and I don't know what it came across, but it probably was that time. Okay, it was a time when I feel like the skating rink in my hometown before they closed it down was like the place to go. And I felt like I was probably like first grade or something, and I really wanted to go to the skating rink. I don't know if like some of my other siblings was already going, but I really want to go, but I ain't have no money. And I asked my mom for some money to go to the skating rink, and she said she don't got it. She got to pay bills or something like that. So I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, I really want to go. So I remember this was like, I feel like this was the only time I tried to steal from my mom, because I was like, I just got a big conscience, so it's like hard for me to do stuff like that. But I took $20 out of her purse. So I took $20 out. I said, okay, I'm going to the skating rink. She found out about the money, I think because she had to pay a bill that day or something. I'm not really sure. But I remember she just, I don't know if she asked me or something, or I just saw her in the room and she was just sad. I think she was crying and everything. Because she was like, dang, I don't got the money for the bills and stuff. So I remember I gave the $20 back to her. I told her I took it. I don't think I got in trouble for it or anything, because she was like already sad and stuff and she knew I wanted to go, but I just gave the money back to her. But growing up, like I always had a hustle, and I don't know if that came from the hustle, but like especially like in the fall time, like when school started, kids in our neighborhood, we would always go around the neighborhood and rake leaves. Like that was our thing. That was the hustle. Like if you ain't have a rake, if you ain't asked your grandma around the corner or told your mom buy you a rake to you to rake these leaves, make this guap in the neighborhood, then you weren't doing nothing. You weren't getting no money. But some kids, they would always try to like link up, like, okay, we gonna tag together so we can do this house together. Me, no sorry, Bob. I didn't care how big the house was. I was trying to bring me a snack with me. I'm gonna do this yard by myself so I can get all the money. I was just that type of person. I always had a hustle, but I kind of always wanted to do that hustle by myself so I can get all the money. So I went from like raking leaves. I think I used to like mow like my grandma's yard in the back in the summertime, like when it wasn't fall. Now I remember this one time, it was this woman lived in my neighborhood, because I used to like just knock on the doors. I thought that they needed their leaves raked and stuff. And that's just one woman. I was like, oh, ma'am, would you like anything done? At least your leaves raked or anything? She was like, oh, I'm fine. I don't need nothing. And something told me, I guess I always knew, because it was just a thing. I don't know if somebody told me or it just clicked in my head. I was just like, say God bless. I say God bless at the end. I'm horrible. And listen to me as a kid. She told me no, y'all. She told me no. I said, you need anything done or anything? She was like, no, I'm good. Everything's good over here. I said, well, you have a good day. God bless. I said that God bless. She said, oh, wait, hold on. You can go and take my trash out. I'll give you a little money for that. I said, okay. I said, if I knew all I had to say was God bless to give me some work and some money, I said, let me start doing it to everybody. But yeah, that was just funny to me. I was like, that people like see that little thing is like the little things that you add to things, and they're like, okay, people change their minds. I feel like that helped me like stabilize and like work my way up to like trying to be an entrepreneur, and I guess now and things like that. But I would always have like, I probably have like a yard a day, sometimes more than 1 yard a day. And I'd be waiting for them leaves to come back on the ground so I can get some more money. But I was the type of kid, I would always save money. Like I wouldn't really spend money that much. But living in a house with 5 other kids and 2 adults, it was hard to find a place to like hide cash and change. Cause I used to have like cups. So I'd give me a cup, put my change in, maybe put my money on the top and try to hide it somewhere in my house. Somebody used to always find my money, find my shit, and I was like, God damn, like mama, where is man? Somebody took my money again. I was always think who it was. I ain't gonna say their name on here, but I always think what sibling it was. I always knew who it was, but yeah. But yeah, I always took my money. I used to be so mad trying to find the best hiding spot. Cause I don't know why I used to always save for it. Yes, I remember this one time because I was in basketball in Pee Wee. But in junior high school is like when you in basketball, but they only give you that much, especially 7th grade. They only give you that much gear. You get you a jersey, some shorts. You gotta bring your own shoes, get your own duffel bag and everything like that. So I remember like junior high, I was like, okay, I want this duffel bag. I saw Heavy Sports. It was this Nike duffel bag. I still got it to this day. I said, let me like save up money to get this duffel bag so I'd be looking cool when basketball season come around. Saving up money, bought that duffel bag. I remember when we went to this game, like I feel like it was in the 7th or 8th grade. We went to this game out of town. I think it was like in Palm Bluff or something. So it's like more like HBCU in Palm Bluff. That's where the HBCU is at in Arkansas, and like more like all like black schools, like high schools and junior highs. So we coming in, I got my duffel bag on. Everybody don't got no duffel bag because remember this is junior high. We in a small town, so they ain't finna give no junior high kids no duffel bag. I remember this dude that gonna ask me, hey bro, let me wear your duffel bag going in so I can look cool. I looked at him like, why you think I bought the duffel bag? I don't look cool. I said, so he was so mad because he was a better basketball player than I was. He was like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing on the court, bro. You ain't doing nothing. Watch me. I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is mine. You better put your headphones in and look cool like that. I said, I want to use my duffel bag. Boy, I earned this for my own money. But that was just funny. What else I'm talking about? But yeah, what I'm gonna say, think about it. Yeah, I'm trying to look over notes and stuff, make sure I ain't missed nothing. But to tie it all back up, it was this, I don't know if I just always had like an old soul or something, but yeah, I always hung out with older, like if I was in grade school, these was teenagers. I always hung out with older people. If I wasn't hanging out with older people, I was hanging out with people that was already adults and stuff. Like I was like, I don't know, always like people my age. I hang out with them sometimes, but I don't know. I guess like, I don't know if the intellectual level for me wasn't up there or what, but I would just always hang out with older people. I would always have a hustle or entrepreneur or some kind of business going. If it wasn't illustrating people's portraits and getting money for that, it wasn't raking leaves in the fall time, cutting somebody's grass in the summertime. It was something. Cause I feel like I remember I got my first job. Yeah, I remember I got my first job when I wasn't even old enough to work. Cause we had it was like a kind of like a Black Heritage Community Center like in my hometown that they had like an after school care for like kids that needed like just 2-hour care before their parents got home. So we used to go there after school on the bus. I feel like I was in 6th grade then. So this was when I was like I got this job when I was in 6th grade. And they used to feed us before, like, first when we got there, they used to feed us like a little snack, and then we'd go in the rooms, and we can do our homework, and do some arts and crafts and stuff like that. I remember they fed us, and it was just, like, mess. Like, no one was cleaning up after themselves. So I was just like, okay, I'll just clean up since y'all want to do it. I guess I would always, like, make the job. So I was like, okay, I asked the cafeteria ladies, okay, where's the cleaning supplies? So I would start wiping down the table and clean it up. So the owner came in, I think another worker came in and saw that I was cleaning and stuff, asked me some questions. Then the owner came in, it was like, oh, are you cleaning? I said, I'm cleaning, it's gonna be my job. Like I was just going and telling them, like y'all finna hire me, this is gonna be my job and stuff like that. And they finally hired me and stuff, but I was like, so I used to clean and mop the front when people got done. And then I used to sweep and mop like the hallways and stuff too. And I feel like I don't even know if they even paid me that much. But I was happy I got a job. I had my little check every 2 weeks and stuff. But I remember this one time I was so mad at my first job, just because I had to clean the bathroom one day, and one of these little nasty tail kids did a number 2 on the floor, and I was like, man, I already gotta clean this up. Y'all for me clean this up. My 60-year-old little behind finna clean this up. And I'm trying to tell this other janitor dude that clean up sometimes, okay, man, I'm gonna clean this up. He gonna tell me, oh, no, you gotta clean up, I said, I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm thinking that in my young head, like, you motherfucker have me clean this stuff up. But yeah, so I always had a job. And I remember like they laid my tail off, I think because they didn't have like the funds to keep me. And I'm like, y'all barely paying me as it is, but like, alright, whatever. And stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like that was my first like job that I was actually like getting the check and stuff. I remember because I went to like a bank to like try to give me a account and everything. I don't even think I was. How old are you in like 6th grade? Something like I was in 6th grade, so I was like even 13 yet, 11, something like that. But I was like, y'all can't tell me nothing. But yeah, I always hung out with older people. I always had a hustle. Yeah, that was me. But yeah, this was just stories with Jay Hudson. Hope y'all liked it. Have any questions? Hit the box. Make sure you subscribe and. Yeah, just live your life how you want to live it. It's yours. You got one to live. Make the best of it. Deuces.